Yeah, I'm here with IFQ TV at the New York Film and Video Festival, and I have the director and producer of From Silence to Sound. It's a beautiful documentary about hearing impaired, right?
Yeah, it's a miraculous story about a deaf man who gains his hearing at the age of 27 thanks to the miracles of modern technology. So we follow Justin Garrett literally on his journey from going from a deaf man to a hearing man. And I produced it, and Chase Matthews is the director over here.
Okay, let's hear from the director.
Great, yeah, it was a really fun project to work on, and it was actually my cousin's husband sent me, and my cousin sent me an email saying that he was going to have this operation, and I always knew him to be a deaf man, and I was just amazed by the story that that we now have the medical ability to do a surgery that makes someone have the ability to possibly hear.
Do you think it's going to be like LASIK is for eyes?
I think it's. I think it could possibly be that way in the future, but there's certainly a lot of learning curve that has to happen because it involves the brain, and for a lot of these adults that get it, the part of your brain that where you learn communication very rapidly when you're young has passed, and so they really have to work at it.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Good job.
What's interesting, Stu, actually about the film is that with the cochlear implants, it is like he's getting bionic ears, if you would. But for each individual, it's a unique outcome because there's variables. For each individual is completely different. So for him, it was miraculous because he had 2% hearing before the surgery, and now he has 98% hearing. So it's literally like witnessing a miracle, and that's kind of what we capture within the documentary. So it's exciting.
Does he sometimes wish that he could go back, like there's too much noise?
Well, it's funny because on his way to the LA premiere, he actually took them off and turned them off because he was on the plane and he was right next to the engine, and he said, "God, it was so noisy." And then he said, "And I realized I could just take my ears off and turn them off." So
I wish I could do that.
He's got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, he said he also does that with his wife sometimes. If she's nagging him too much, he'll just pop
I
him.
wish I could do that.
Absolutely. Don't we all?
Something, Chase. Well, I know that you did it because he was your cousin, or your wife's cousin, or your ex-wife's cousin's sister's husband.
His cousin's wife.
And what made you decide to produce it?
Well, when Chase came to me with the project, I literally, the words came out of my mouth. I said, I should be your producer because I have a history with the deaf community. I used to be a sign language interpreter and an instructor, and I've consulted for like hit shows like ER and Nip Tuck. And so when he told me about the story, I was naturally attracted to it, and I wanted to be there and see him here for the first time if that was what was going to happen, and literally to be in the room the moment when it's turned on and to see, is he going to hear, is he not? And if he is, that's amazing. And if not, then he's going to have irreversible deafness for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Segment almost.
All right, well, I'm going to step out because our cameraman is also the publisher of Indie Film Reporter, right? And you always like to ask a couple questions yourself. Isn't that true, Scott?
I do.
All right,
so
here you
tell
go.
me about the festival. Have you been to the Independent Film and Video Film Festival before?
Actually, no. I am a Brooklyn native, and this is my first time here at the New York International Film Festival and the New York Video Film Festival, so we're excited to be here, and thank you for having us here.
This is my first time as a filmmaker. As an actor, I had a movie that I starred in that was in the New York International Film Festival.
So you do a lot of films acting too?
Yes, yeah.
Television?
Yeah.
Which shows should we know about?
Oh, I don't know. I've hosted several TV shows. I've hosted You Pick Nick for Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay.
And for this film festival, he's acting like a director. So,
so I'm gonna act like I'm a director for this entire film festival.
That's really good. It shows your humility and that you know about the various professional lines of role playing.
Absolutely, I can play the part.
And he actually played the part of a writer. We both co-wrote this this documentary as well. No, I'm a director and a producer, but for this project, I was the producer.
And why can't you act? I mean,
I was in. Thank you so much. In a past life, I was a singer, an actor, and a model, but that was many moons ago. And now I prefer to be on the other side of the camera.
Cop ruled Hollywood.
Exactly.
She likes to tell her own stories now, and she's very good at it. And we're really happy to have her.
So where are you going to take this film also?
Well, we'd like to see it on television soon.
We actually have some distributors who are interested, and we're working that out with TV distribution and all that fun stuff. But we've been on the festival circuit for a little while now, and we've won a couple awards. And so New York.
Which festivals have you been at?
We premiered at Palm Beach International Film Festival, and we've been to Bahamas International Film Festival, Rome Film Festival, Rome International Film Festival. Gosh, upwards of 20 festivals, I believe. Rome International Film Festival. We won. We
just won the Best Documentary at the Everglades International Film Festival, and Best Documentary at the Trail Dance, or excuse me, at the Egypt International Film Festival. And
Egypt, Ohio, or
no, the Egypt.
No, that was our Middle East premiere. Yes.
No kidding, that's an old festival, actually.
We actually had a fantastic radio interview this morning with my
pyramids. Not quite.
It's an ancient film festival, the Egypt Film Festival, absolutely.
Yes, very ancient. We actually had a really great radio interview this morning with on the Mike Gallagher show. That's for here in New York. It's AM 970, and we had a really great time with him. He's a big fan of the film. It's From Silence to Sound.
Yeah, you can check it out online also from silencetosound.com. And
and we're on Facebook, so you can become a fan on our Facebook fan page.
Absolutely. And you can buy a DVD.
Exactly. If you can't join us here at the New York International Film Festival, you can buy a DVD at FromSilenceToSound.com, or we're also on Amazon. And we just recently got added to Netflix, so you can save us to your queue. And when we're officially on, it'll get right to you guys.
Yeah, and when you come to FromSilenceToSound.com, you can watch the trailer too. Lots of fun stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, speaking of fun stuff and like unique trivia stuff, the entire movie is captioned in English, and so is the trailer, because we wanted to make it accessible to deaf audience members worldwide. So anyone can enjoy the film, both hearing and deaf, and that was kind of one of my personal goals for the project.
I love the way they have sponsors on television of the subtitles now. You know?
Yeah.
You got a sponsor yet for that?
No, not yet, but we have a wonderful executive producer. His name's Jack Polachek, and unfortunately he couldn't join us with us. He couldn't join us here in New York, but he's here in spirit.
So it's really good to see you doing so well with this. Have a little bit of inspirational words so you can see it can be done for all the young up-and-coming filmmakers that come here as well.
I just want to say, if you're an up-and-coming young filmmaker, make an excellent story. That's what we had with this film. We had a story that we just had to stay out of the way of the story because it's such an inspiring, miraculous story. So I'd say to other young filmmakers, find a compelling story that deserves your attention and your time, and tell an amazing story that the world needs to hear about.
Yeah.
Gilmore would say that too, right?
Yeah, I would.
Always just get professional actors as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we had, luckily, our hero is Justin Garrett, and he's just a very full of life, just bubbling with personality guy, and it was a pleasure to be able to document his life and this momentous moment in his life with this life-changing event. I mean, he made history in Oklahoma as the first man in Oklahoma to have a bilateral cochlear implant. So he was the first man who had both cochlear implants implanted at the same time, which is really just exciting. But what I would say to the filmmakers would be to follow your dreams, follow your heart, and persistence, persistence, persistence. You know, success equals passion plus persistence.
How important do you think is indie film? How important is indie film to the culture and to art in general and society?
Oh, I think indie film is the heartbeat of the film world. Absolutely. I think there's more. I think more filmmakers need to think of it as a business, though, in addition to just an art form. Because so many people don't think about distribution until they're done with their project, and really, they kind of have to think about that before you start shooting. Even you should have some sort of distribution plan in place.
Absolutely. I totally agree, Janine.
Why didn't I say concur?
I concur. That makes me sound even smarter.
That's really great to shoot great faces.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.